Okay, so here we have called magic boxes, brought to you by my brother and sister-in-law in Florida. That's how they grow things in South Florida. When we went to visit them, my wife and I, they're both big into gardening for vegetables as well as flowers and trees and whatever. So my wife tried this idea and it works really good. Let me explain. Okay, so for many years ago, that whole patch out there was a garden. Would road-till it, put fence on it, put taller fence on it, put taller fence on it, 6-foot high fence, put stuff on top of it so the deer wouldn't jump in, and the deer still found a way to jump in and eat everything. So we stopped doing that. Alright, so this is by the side of the house, the garage. So this is what we got. Usually there's 3 tomato plants, but she put 4 in this year, and she wanted it moved away from the gutter because this plant always died. And then we have, so probably 6-foot high fence, but it's split in half so that this section comes off so you can get in there to work on it, and the top section stays on until it's harvest time. So we do that for tomato plants. And what my wife likes to do is she has these 2 bins called magic boxes, and she likes to put them on the deck here, right over here, and we have to actually wind up tying the plants, tomato and pepper plants, to the railings because they're like damn shrubs. They grow over the top of the thing, and then she doesn't pick them in time, the chipmunks come and eat them, but you know, that's a different issue. So this year my son, so this is kind of interesting. My wife and my son have this like competition for tomatoes and peppers, right? Can't say it too loud. Although she's working, so she doesn't really hear it. And then my grandson really likes to garden with his dad. So he comes over and inspects grandma's plants that start in the basement with the grow light, like in April or whatever, March. And then he reports on what his dad's is, and then he goes home and reports to dad what grandma's plants are doing as he's helping dad water his plants, you know. But he just likes to be in the garden, likes to plant, likes to pick, likes to water. Yeah, so it's bad that he's like in the middle of that competition thing. So this year my son asked my wife if she would put in a 3rd magic box. Well, he didn't actually ask for a magic box. I guess he actually did. He said, your pepper plants grow so amazing. I get these little plants and they have like nothing on them, so I'm gonna give you my pepper starts, whatever they're called, seedlings or whatever he starts, and you plant them in a new magic box, and then we'll grow something in our garden for you. Like they grow pumpkins because the kids like pumpkins, and cucumbers and squash, and those are all good, but they come like really, they all at the same time, like you just gotta like start eating them. My wife asked me to, this was an old tote from some in-laws, don't know the exact story of it, but it didn't work out at the sawmill, so it was going to the trash, and we decided to reuse it. So you drill a hole, like a 1/2-inch hole, a couple inches up, that's for the water to drain out. You throw something in the bottom for support. Actually, probably just turn it the other way. Flat bottom. And then you put I cut the top off, and you put a pipe. It stands up like that. That's how you water it. You put water in there, so the water goes underneath. Hang on. Okay, so what you're supposed to do is like have a sock, something that absorbs water, and it comes up through here. Now I think this is the part that doesn't work really well. So then you're supposed to put dirt, like all this dirt goes on top of this to support it. The water is underneath. This is supposed to wick the water to keep the soil moist, and then the plant wants to grow down to the moisture so it gets deep roots in loose soil, like such. And you know, tomato plants and pepper plants, they grow like shrubs. They're like 2-3 feet high. I think the problem is that I don't think enough water, once the plant gets too big, or very big. I don't think enough water wicks up, so then you have to start watering from the top, and it defeats the purpose of the fill tube here to keep the water in the reservoir below. So I don't know, maybe she should put in a couple more sock spots to wick up more water, because I just don't think it gets enough moisture coming up for all the roots. So that was my wife's request this morning on her way to work. She asked if I would get this third magic box ready to go for that goes in that one. So when she gets home, she'd like to get started on that. So did some trail work this morning, did that. I think I might go swim, get some lap swimming in.